In the city of brotherly love for the Washington Commanders, there was no love as they fall short in an NFC East Thursday night primetime showdown as Saquon Barkley gets loose, scores 2 touchdowns within 20 seconds, and ices the game as the Eagles beat the Commanders 26-18. It's the official Washington Commanders post-game show right here on the Flex Zone podcast. Only place giving you your Washington Commanders football, NFL, and sports coverage how you want it when you need it. Go ahead, subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button, hit that bell. We're going live right now to talk about the Commanders' loss to the Eagles. What is going on? It's the official Washington Commanders post-game show right here on the Flex Zone podcast. Cravante Baby, only place giving you your Washington Commanders and sports coverage how you want
it. When you need it, I guess.
You see his face, ladies and gentlemen. This is the instant reaction. I watched the final 2 or 3 minutes with this brother. He is not happy. He is running hot. He's got a lot to say, and we're going to hear from Cravante Baby. But make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Sound off in the comment section. We want to hear from you, and make sure you vote on the poll. And as always, my brother, I got to introduce you, the co-founder of this here podcast and the official Commandalorian, the voice of reason, the one and only Cravante Baby.
Can't stand us. Can't stand us. You're right. Can't stand us. Whew.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that's goofy.
Oh, yeah.
Jam. Oh, jam.
Cravante, how are you feeling? Initial thoughts after the defeat. Washington Commanders lose 26-18 in the game, which they had plenty of opportunities to take it and go for the win, and they fall short. Jake Elliott, like you said, has the worst game of his career. You contain Saquon for 3 quarters. He gets loose in the 4th quarter. Your defense gets pressure. How are you feeling, Cravante? I know you're not feeling good right now. You're pissed off. Let people know how you're feeling.
Oh, disappointed. Disappointed, and in the weird. I'm disappointed in a very weird way because, and it is both these last 2 games. The Steelers on Sunday and the Eagles this evening. I picked the Steelers and the Eagles, but the games did not play out how I thought they would. I thought AJ Brown was going to have a crazy game tonight, and he didn't. I thought the Eagles was going to be humming offensively, and they really didn't until the 4th quarter, kind of. But kind of like when the balloon pops, the dams break or whatever. The defense held them down for 3 quarters and some change. Like, I don't know what more you want from this defense. This was what happened with him breaking loose. I think he had a 39-yard at the end. That happens when you've exhausted everything. That's what happens. The defense did everything they could in this game, but it's just so weird because in both instances they were up in the second half, late in the second half, and they gave up the lead. And they pretty much they gave up the lead in the game in the closing quarter. And it was so weird because, like, gosh, man, I know I picked the Eagles and the Steelers, but y'all really had a chance to win this game, like, a lot. Jake Elliott don't miss Jake. We talk about special teams all the time, Byron. A special teams performance like that usually equals an L. He didn't miss the extra point. He missed 2 field goals. Like, who is this guy? So, it very weird, but I'm very disappointed. And the offensively, the play calling, decision making, the decision making, I am just losing is one thing, but just doing dumb stuff like that is inexcusable. Inexcusable. Like I said, newsflash, I got my goofy of the week. I don't care what happens on Sunday. This is the goofy of the week when we come back on Monday. I don't care what happens on Sunday.
You said you already got it. It's only Thursday. Come on, the weekend just getting started.
It's Thursday. Nah, bro. Because, like, why? Why? Like did I misread the situation here? Did I misread it?
Just stupid.
Dumb. Stupid. You goofy. You all the above. Like, it makes me feel like yo, do I not know football? Do I not know the situational football? Nah, bro, it's him, yo.
So, Cavante, let's go to the offense. Let's start with the quarterback. We always like to start with the quarterback. Gets the credit when they win, blame when they lose. Jaden Daniels, 22 of 32, 191, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, was sacked 3 times. How do you feel about his performance tonight? And you said before we went on air, you feel like he may still be banged up a little bit. You want to elaborate on that?
He does not look 100%. Like, he's not effective in the run game. He's not accurate. Balls are low. Balls are just off. It's just he's not hitting his mark like he usually does, and that's very concerning. And I said this, and I wasn't joking. I said this to myself. Shoot, prior at the halftime, you probably should have went with Mariota because you're not getting the full Jaden Daniels effect. The run game has been non-existent for the past 2 games, and it looks like he's still hurt. Not giving up, not saying any excuses because everybody plays hurt. This is something you're gonna have to, learn how to cope with throughout your career. But with him not being effective, him still looking hurt, this still been his rookie year. You probably should have went with Mariota the second half, pretty much the second half of the game, because Jane Daniels without the extra part of his legs not being effective, what are we doing? You can't even the playbook is not fully open. And I hated the design runs. They literally got nowhere. He got hit unnecessarily in all of them, and especially a damn 4th down call. 22 of 32. This is when I told you he was gonna have that bad game, that bad, hey, I'm a rookie game. This is probably that. And I'm not even sure if this was really him. Like, I want to blame this on an injury, but if you go out there and play, you're expected to perform. And he did not. So I would say this would go under the bad game, category where it's like, all right, he is still a rookie and still trying to figure this mess out. And we look like frauds, just like you brought this up before. We look like frauds. A team that's in the good category, a top tier team, we ain't got nothing for them. That's what it looks like. We ain't got nothing for them. Now, luckily, the rest of the year, I think we only play the Eagles one more time, and I think the Falcons. But other than that, we playing frauds the rest of the year. So, it is what it is. But Jane Daniels didn't play well, didn't look well. So I'm a say he's probably still hurt.
Well, Cavante, I want to talk about this offensive line because they were getting knocked around, beat to the ball. just not getting any leverage. It just was literally a beating in the trenches today. And the left tackle, 74. Can't remember his name, 74. I saw Andrew Wiley get beat one time.
Yep.
Did Biadasz play today?
Who that?
Your boy Tyler Biadasz.
Yeah. Everybody was active. Everybody was I think everybody was active on the offensive line, like Andrew Wiley. But again, these guys have sustained injuries on Sunday, so turnaround time on Thursday, still banged up, offense out of sync. It makes sense that they were out of sync tonight, but again, you can't miss the opportunities and you can't do goofiness along the way. But Jalen Carter had his way with the interior of this offensive line. Couldn't do nothing with them. He looked like Aaron Donald and Prime and Dominican Sue. He looked like Chris Jones. He looked like all of them combined. We couldn't do nothing with him, especially in the running game. My gosh, absolutely nothing with him.
Yeah, the offensive line today, like I said, they were just getting beat off the ball.
Ole. You might as well Ole.
It just wasn't good. Let's get to the running game. Brian Robinson, 16 carries. He was back 63 yards, touchdown. Jaden Daniels, 7 for 18. Eckler, 2 for 7. He did most of his in the reception aspect. Nichols, 3 for 5. What do you think about the run game today? Only 93 yards, along with 18. So what's that? 28 of 93. Quick flick zone math. That is 3.32 a carry, Cavante.
Not enough. That's not enough to win the game. That's just not. It's not enough. The running game was not consistent throughout. Love saying Brian Robinson, and him coming back and getting a touchdown, getting back in the end zone. I'm hoping he can be healthy as the season goes on. Again, I love Austin Eckler, definitely in the passing game, because it was just him and really Zach Ertz in the passing game. Like that was that was really it. So newsflash, Byron, probably want to look at Austin Eckler for receiving yards, catches, and all that moving forward, because he's all over it, especially. And I think that's also why Terry McLaurin wasn't able to really get the ball, because I don't think Jaden could throw. I don't think Jaden could throw past 10, 15 yards. So I think that's another reason why Terry McLaurin never got in the end zone. Never got in. They give it to Rock. So yeah.
What did you think about? Let's get to the receiving. Eckler, 8 for 89, 9 targets. Zach Ertz, 6 for 47, 1 touchdown. Still got something left in the tank. Like I told you, a beautiful 2-point conversion catch. A touchdown, as mentioned. John Bates, the second tight end, 2 for 17. And Quinyon Mitchell, he was whipping Terry all around. Held him to 1 catch for 10 yards.
That one catch was on Cooper. So that wasn't even Mitchell.
Yeah, they moved him to the right side on that drive, and that wasn't until the fourth quarter. Don't you think if he's not getting the ball on one side, if he started to do that a little earlier? Just saying. If he's getting locked down.
I don't know. Just some decision making situationally. Like Cliff Kingsbury deserves some blame for the offensive woes in this game as well, because he is one. He's a great offensive mind. He has a lot of creativity. He can make adjustments, and I feel like he didn't make them. But it doesn't help that you didn't get the running game going, really. So when you don't get the running game going, when you don't get the running game established, it's really hard to do everything that Cliff Kingsbury probably wanted to do. Also, like I said, I think Jaden Daniels was hurt. So that's why Terry McLaurin, if he went past 10 yards, he wasn't getting the ball.
Noah Brown, 1 for 4.
Receiving core, trash. Like at the
I was gonna say Noah Brown.
The wide receivers.
Noah Brown, 1 for 4. He's been a reliable target. Nothing. Dimey Brown, 1 for 4. Robinson, 1 for 9. Zacchaeus, 1 for 10. Like you said, just nothing. And you've been clamoring for another receiver, right?
Mm-hmm. Because
maybe T. Higgins or something like that.
This offseason. Yeah, he's going to require too much money. So I
don't think he's. I think the Bengals might pay him, even though they cheap. But that's another story for another day. Which I don't. I want him to go, but hey, what do I know? The Bengals are very cheap, very cheap.
Right. The wide receiving core. I knew it was going to come. It was going to come a game where it goes like this. Terry McLaurin gets locked up, and nobody else could get open. I think De'Ami Brown should not be on his team next year. I'm just being totally honest. De'Ami Brown has been
Forbes. Forbes, 2 from the same draft?
No. Brown, he came in with Sam Howell. So
talk about some bad drafts. We're gonna have to revisit those one day.
Do we have to? Oh gosh.
Sam Howell. You got, like you said, Heineke. You got some of these other bums. Jamin Davis. Where's he at?
Oh, they cut him.
Damn.
They cut him about 2 weeks ago.
He just gone.
He's with he signed to somebody's practice squad. I forgot who. I think it was the Saints. So he's on somebody's practice squad now.
Who?
Go Google it. First round draft pick to practice.
Yeah, squad. I remember that. I remember doing a scouting report on him, the draft profile. Yeah, just something. I mean, the Ravens' middle round picks have been trash too. I mean, we'll see. But it's a new regime, nevertheless. Receivers, you said that was a weakness. You want to go to the defense, Jose?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to be done with the offense because my gosh, I am thoroughly disappointed. Thoroughly disappointed, man. Just Cliff Kingsbury. I'm like, what are you doing? And then the third down play before that failed fourth down. Why do you run straight up the middle like Jalen Carter moved? Like Jalen Carter not right there? The misdirection was working early. Keep doing it. Jalen Carter running up the field doesn't work out well for us. I don't know, man. Just everybody get a little bit of blame. Everybody except for Joe Witt Jr. Because Joe Witt Jr. did all he could. The defensive coordinator, he did all he could. So I guess that could segue into that. He did. Listen, you bottle up one of the best running backs in the league for 3 quarters, and your offense produces nothing. Listen, eventually they're one of the best running backs, and they're going to show you at some point the dam is going to break. Eventually, it's going to break, and a great effort, absolutely great effort by the defense. I love Frankie Louvu's energy. The secondary, Mike Sanversell, looked great. Great. AJ Brown, quiet game. Devonta Smith, quiet game. Secondary actually looked decent. Benjamin St. Juice ain't get burned. Mike Sanversell had a couple batted passes. This the arguably one of their better games. In as far as the passing game, as far as defending the pass, one of their best games. Defensive line. Oh man, I wish we could take a page out of the Steelers playbook as far as being disciplined in your rush lanes. Jalen Hurts was off tonight too. He wasn't, all that accurate throwing the ball down the field either. But You know he's dangerous. He's a threat to run. You have to, if you're not gonna do the whole spy thing, you have to be disciplined in your rush lanes. And I felt like they got out of position way too often. Like we only sacked him twice. We should have sacked him way more. But a little bit of undiscipline. We don't have no. I'm not gonna jump out there. I'm not gonna say we don't have any dogs, but they just a little bit on the undisciplined side. Like I said, the secondary, surprisingly, I was very concerned. I thought AJ Brown was going to have his way with us. The secondary played pretty well, given the weapons and all that. I saw Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson had a sighting. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that, Byron, but Jahan Dotson had a sighting, and Mike Sanderson locked
That was
him
like
up.
the first drive, right, Cravante?
I believe so. It was early. It was early. So the defense. Listen, man. Damn, with the box score say 26 points, 20 in the fourth quarter. Listen, at some point it's gonna break, and for 3 quarters, it wasn't even 18. It was 10. You put up 10 points in 3 quarters. You was humming, basically averaging 30 damn near 30 points a game. 3 quarters, we should have been in the 20s. We should have been in the high 20s. You know what I'm saying? And with all the opportunities, drop passes, things like that, and very, very disappointing. I commend the defense. Dan with the box score say I commend the defense for their performance. The offense did not show up.
Jalen Hurts, 18 of 28, 221, no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked twice for 15 yards. Saquon Barkley, 26 for 146, 2 touchdowns, 39-yard long. Kenneth Gainwell, 4 for 43. Jalen Hurts, 10 for 39. Push, another rushing touchdown for him. A.J. Brown only held to 65 yards, 5 for 65. Goddard, 5 for 61. Barkley, 2 for 52. Devontae Smith, 4 for 29. Jahan Dotson, 1 for 8. Gainwell, only 6 yards. If I would have told you coming into this game, Cravante, you're only going to give up 221 passing yards, you would take that.
Oh yeah, I'm like, we got a chance. We got a good chance to win, because that's what I was scared of. I was scared of AJ Brown and this offense destroying my secondary. That's what I was concerned about, and that did not happen. We basically imploded offensively.
Everyone, if you're watching us right now on YouTube, please hit that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We cover the Commanders weekly with previews, with preview leading into the game, how we think the game might go, and post game, as you see immediately after the games, as soon as we can get together, go live and talk about it with you. Defensively, let's get to it. Jeremy Chin continuing another good stretch, 13 tackles. Luvu, we love his energy, 6 tackles, 6 solo, 10 total. 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss. Bobby Wagner still getting it done, 8 tackles. St. Juice was 7. Sandstro was 6. Defensively, what do you feel like this defense could be? Because remember, you did say, and hurt guys stay hurt, but you're optimistic, obviously, with the guy like Marshawn Lattimore from the Ohio State coming into, hopefully, as you said, you believe he's going to play for the Dallas game next week, which we'll preview in a second. But adding a Marshawn Lattimore to the defense and to a secondary that seems to be maybe getting better, and the pass rush with Luvu. I didn't even think our boy Dante Fowler was on the run sheet today. Nope, no Dante Fowler. He wasn't even on the box score. He didn't even show up. He didn't do anything. So maybe this is a blip and not a trend. He can get back to what he's been doing. Most sacks since week 5 with 8. So him and Luvu, possibly. You still got Mr. Payne in the middle. I would love to see Jonathan Allen with this team. But the defense, Cravante, where can you see it going with like I said, you got some frauds that you're playing coming up, and I'm gonna put up the graphic for people who just came into the live stream. Thank you guys for joining us. We're heading into a Friday. Happy Friday Eve. Happy Friday. Let us be the first to wish you that. Happy payday to all those you want to cash app us or super chat us. Use some of those funds donated to the channel. We appreciate it, brothers, ladies, and gentlemen, children. All are welcome here. But Cavante, what do you think about the potential of this defense? Marshawn Lattimore, Jeremy Chin. I mentioned the pass rushers. They could get better under your boy Joe Witt. Obviously, Dan Quinn is pulling the strings, the puppet master.
Listen, when you have a guy who can a true blue cornerback one who can lock up the opposing team's best weapon, best offensive wide receiver, that changes the defense. You can roll coverage the other way. You could take more risk. With the in man coverage now, so more blitzing opportunities. So you can do more things when you're not worried about the back end. So the defense has been slowly getting better as the year has gone on. And I think the addition of Marshawn Lattimore, this defense will be, will take a step or two forward. And I love what Mikey's giving us on the outside. He's playing outside, he's playing inside, he's everywhere. So him directing him to be on maybe the other side of the field or elsewhere and let Marshawn Lattimore take that, third of the field away, and we can work at least in pass coverage. We could worry about the rest. You know what I'm saying? So Joe Witt Jr. will have more flexibility in play calling when Marshawn Lattimore is in the lineup. And when we play the Cowboys, listen, Marshawn Lattimore, I don't think he'll be working too hard that day, because CeeDee Lamb, without Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb is even with Dak Prescott in the lineup, CeeDee Lamb was but the production is going to take a dip. So Marshawn Lattimore, hopefully when he comes back for the Dallas game, he won't be working too hard.
I guess let's flip it to the special teams. We can't forget about them, Cavante. We always talk about it. I don't think anybody previews and talks about the special teams more than we do here on the Flex Zone, which I love about where we see the game. Jake Elliott, like you said, probably worst game of his career. He was 2 for 4, 2 for 3 on extra points. So he left 3, 6, 7 points on the board alone.
Ooh, he left a whole touchdown on the board.
A whole touchdown. And what, you guys lose by 8 points?
It's crazy. Usually, a performance like that would lead to a loss. If you'd have read me the stats, Jalen Hurts 220 yards passing, AJ Brown no touchdowns, and Jake Elliott would miss 7 points worth of kicks, I'd have been like, damn, we probably blew these guys out. we probably got these guys up out the way. Like, one of them was probably a block. We shut down the offense, feels like, but if you'd have told me Saquon Barkley, was like, oh, they ran on us. But I would have taken those stats, because I'm like, we got a chance to win. Because what I was scared of, again, was the passing game. And that didn't happen. So, but yeah, special teams. I don't think the Commanders did anything they didn't do anything special on special teams. Gonzalez had a field goal and an extra point. He hit everything, which is beautiful. But the negative was on the Eagles side, but doesn't matter if the opposing team can't take advantage of it.
How about our guy, one of our MVPs, Tressway, 5 punts, 221 yards, 2 inside the 20, and a long of 51 yards. Put your hands together, everybody. Show love for Tressway.
Most consistent guy on the team.
You said most consistent guy on the team. I can agree with that.
Yes, and it's really not even close. Most consistent guy on the team. Like, I get that from him. I don't care how, since he's been here, he's been that guy. He's been that guy. Like, offense good, offense bad. If he punts the ball 7 times a game, or if he punts it none, he's very, very consistent.
Zane Gonzalez, 1-for-1, as mentioned. I wonder what they're going to do when Seaver comes back. And I don't know how much longer he's going to be out. I think it's a lower body injury, but Zane Gonzalez should have had another opportunity. Even if you take the 3, you have a 1-point lead. Even if the Eagles go down and score, you still have a chance to win the game, though.
Exactly, because their offense wasn't doing nothing crazy yet. You know, could have kicked the field goal, been up 13-12, and just don't give up a touchdown, and you'd have been all right. But that was by far, like, coaching. Can we go to coaching next?
Yes, sir. Let's ride on to the coaching. Reading my mind. Appreciate it.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Cliff Kingsbury, he looked like he was calling from half a playbook. Nothing was really effective. Like I said, that's why I think he was hurt, because Jaden Daniels didn't take any shots. He didn't take any shots. So it's like something's off. Like, Jaden Daniels didn't take any shots down the field. He usually take about 3-4 shots a game. He didn't take any. Granted, that could be a mixture of him being hurt or the Eagles defense playing sticky coverage. But Cliff Kingsbury, the play calling was it left a lot to be desired. And my gosh, Dan Quinn made the dumbest play call of the year. He is my goofy of the week, and I still got days to get more goofies. But my gosh, he's going to be on the list. If there are goofies this Sunday, it's going to be them plus him. Okay, because I, for the life of me, I don't understand. Like, your offense hasn't shown you anything all game. Why in that situation would you go for it? You're on opponent's side of the field, in opponent's territory, in field goal range. It's not like Gonzalez hasn't been pretty much kicking 100%. So we not concerned. You know what I'm saying? Why would you not take the points as bad as your offense has been playing? And then the play call, you running Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels ain't had a really good run since even in the Bears game. You know what I'm saying? It's been a couple weeks since he's been effective on his legs, pre-rib injury. So even that, the play call, like, you going to on 4th down, you got to have something surefire, and your offense has been anything but. And Dan Quinn, I don't, and that might be the defensive mind clouding his judgment. Maybe he just thought, hey, my defense is going to hold up no matter what. I just thought that was dumb. You don't, and especially as a defensive head coach,
that's fine stuff.
You usually don't take points. They take all points. As a defensive minded head coach, you take the points. And for him to leave it on the field is just crazy to me. So he's very, very, very goofy. And I don't think Nick Sirianni did anything crazy for him to actually out-coach Dan Quinn. But Dan Quinn just coached himself into his own hole. He dug his own hole and laid in it. I don't think Nick Sirianni did anything special today. I mean, tonight. He didn't do anything special. But Dan Quinn, very, very goofy. That was very, very stupid. Very, very stupid play call. And those are the type of decisions that, like, would shake up a locker room. And I'm not saying that it's going to go down this path. We're on a good run, no matter what. 7-4. I'm still cool.
Stupid.
We still could
Just
get to 11.
stupid.
It's done. But we could still get to
Well,
10,
no, that's
11 wins.
goofy.
We could still get to 10, 11 wins and make the playoffs. But those type of decisions could have guys looking at you crazy in the locker room. Now,
do you have faith in Dan Quinn long term? Because we talked about it even before we went live. You mentioned the 28-3. He did get the team to the Super Bowl, the Falcons of all teams, and that ended up going south. Went to Dallas, rehabilitated his career. We thought Johnson from the Lions would be the coach. We loved that idea. You loved it. I loved it potentially for the number one pick they would have in Jaden Daniels, eventually seeing what he is. But Dan Quinn's here. You got the new ownership. We saw them at the game tonight. Josh Harris, Bob Myers. We know Magic Johnson is somewhere smiling, Cavante, even after this loss, because you know his Dodgers won, and you know he's got some stake in all these other things and endeavors he's a part of. He owns a lot of stuff, part of a lot of franchises.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, do you have faith in Dan Quinn long term? This is year one, so he's obviously not going anywhere. So we don't want to be facetious, but long term with Jaden Daniels, they're going to be attached at the hip.
He has a good rapport with a lot of people in the league. So even if Cliff Kingsbury was to leave, he could have somebody to replace that role. One thing Dan Quinn knows how to do very well, which is really an intangible, is putting together a staff. So I'm cool with him moving forward. It's just I know these things are gonna come up every now and then. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do something dumb, or he's gonna let something dumb happen because this wasn't even his side of the ball. But every now and then, I have to understand that he's gonna make a goofy decision from time to time. And if he has a guy, if he has a good offensive coordinator and good offensive line, I'm cool with. I'll take whatever lumps come with it. But if he has his guy at OC, quarterback, offensive line, I think everything else will work out.
Let's show some Jaden Daniels throws. I'm just looking through X and I see some accounts that I'm going through. Cavante, the Commanders have the mini bye. I love it for teams because it's not a bye, but it's a nice extended break to get those healing ailments. Guys like Marshawn Lattimore, guys like Jaden Daniels, who I don't think there were any other injuries. Cavante, major injuries to report tonight, real quick on the injury front.
I just had that. I saw the injury list somewhere. I just had it up. I can't find it, but Marshawn Lattimore and the kicker was probably the big ones that I was looking at. But like I said, I pretty much told you that Lattimore wasn't going to play in this game. And the crazy thing about it, didn't totally need him. That is the craziest thing. Hell, it looks like our offensive line could use some healing. Coleman out there with the red flag doing the old lay dance. Andrew Wiley as well. I didn't even see if Cornelius Lucas was active, but I'm not sure if he played or not. But they need to get healthy. They're going to need this mini bye to get healthy as an offensive line, because they were making strides, but when they got a guy on the D line, it's tough. The crazy thing about it, at least the interior, it seems like interior guys give us problems, because Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, not to say they didn't give us problems, but they didn't record any stats. Man, Carter was everywhere. Carter was everywhere. So we have to find a way to shore up the interior of the offensive line. But it'll help when you do misdirections and go laterally, make them move laterally, and keep them honest and off balance, and be able to run the football. But none of those things seem to have been clicking this game. So
Just some quick notes.
comes at a good time. No,
Some
I'm saying this mini bye comes at a great time, and we still got our actual bye week coming up too. So is much needed.
You guys were just 3 of 12 on third down, which something you guys were doing well a lot this season, and that I think was a big game as well. You on third. You talked about it as well. I think in your keys.
Third down, man. That's the money down. For both offense and defense. That is the money down. Either we're gonna keep this drive going, offensively, or we're gonna get off the field. And defensively, just get off the field. That's the name of the game on third down. And I saw at one point in the game, I think the Eagles were like 50%. I think it was like 7 of 14 or something like that. And the Commanders at the time was 1 of 7, and then end up being 1 of 8. So that's a recipe for disaster. Not being able to sustain drives, can't take time off the clock. I was talking about that as the keys. I thought the offense was going to be crazy, so it was like they need to be able to keep them on the sidelines, cool them off, but they couldn't sustain drives just for the sake of sustaining drives. So you give the Eagles more and more opportunities. Eventually, they're going to break one. Saquon Barkley, eventually that's going to happen. But when you're not able to sustain drives, your defense can only be on the field for so long. They can only hold them down for so long. You have to be able to put up points to win in this league. And they did nowhere near enough to win this game.
Well, next week you guys return home to face your number one rival, one of the oldest rivalries and most well-known rivalries in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys come into Northwest Stadium on, what is that going to be, the 24th?
The Sunday before Thanksgiving. Yep.
Sunday before Thanksgiving. Cowboys currently 3-6. Commanders fall to 7-4, obviously, but Cowboys play. Who do they play this week?
Somebody gonna lose
too. I just saw it. They play
the Texans.
Texans on Monday night. Battle of Texas. Well, watch they mess around and beat if they beat the Texans, I'm gonna laugh. Anyway, and we said it. Remember, we said the Texans were gonna probably have a chance to beat the Lions, and then they went to bit. Nevertheless, it's a weird, so crazy. Any given Sunday, it's his real thing. But Cowboys will be on a short week. You guys have a super terrific mini bye, which I like to call it. Hopefully, get a little healthier. Marshawn Lattimore can make his debut. Jay Daniels a week healthier, as I mentioned. How you feel about that? Get must win, right? And we'll pull up the schedule as well after that. But the Cowboys,
that's absolutely must win because you got to get back on track, and it's a divisional opponent, and they're not playing well. So this is one of those games. Hey, jump on them and keep jumping on them and keep your foot on their neck. Don't give them no life. Don't bail them out. Just how the Eagles beat them 34-6, we need to have a similar score. Maybe a 28-7, 24-10, something like that, where you need to beat them handily. Like I said, offensively, they're going to find it hard to score because it's CD Lamb or bust, and they don't have their starting quarterback. There's no reason to lose this game. We should beat the Cowboys both times we play them. But yes, absolutely must win. This is a get back on track. I think we only have the Falcons and the Eagles that actually have winning records. That's on the rest of our schedule. So absolute must win.
4 out of the next 5, Cavante, are at home in Landover, just outside of our nation's capital at Northwest Stadium. So let's look at the schedule real quick as I pull it up. Cowboys, that'll be on Fox. Then the Titans, one of the worst teams in the league. Saints on the road. Then the Eagles come to Northwest Stadium. And then let me pull that up for you so everyone can see. Then after that, you have the Falcons, as mentioned, at home. Also, then you finish at the Cowboys. So really, all these games are winnable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, and of these last whatever games, we got to get. I would say we should get at least 4 of them. And however we slice it, we got to get 4. And I want to get the Eagles back, especially after this game where we really should have won. We missed a bunch of opportunities, but I want both Cowboys, the Eagles. That would be beautiful. And if that's the case, we shouldn't lose to the Saints or the Steelers. I mean, the Saints or the Titans. So, hell, we might be able to get to 12. But, things hardly ever work out how I want them to or how we plan, right?
Yeah, because I'm like, they should win every game except maybe the Eagles and Falcons.
That's what I'm saying. So, 1, 2, 3.
That's 4. That's 11. That gets you to
That's what I'm
11.
saying. Like,
And the final
we
6.
it needs to be 4. We got it. I think 11 is a good number to get into to solidify a playoff spot. So yeah, and beating the
Because
Eagles.
it's a 2-team race. It's a 2-team race in the division. And
Yeah.
who knows what the Falcons could be playing for in week 17, because they could have the division damn near wrapped up. Maybe seeding, okay. But they're probably not going to be the number 1 seed. And then the Eagles in this. Let's look at the Eagles schedule real quick while we're talking about it. But Saquon Barkley now leads the league in rushing, passing. The Baltimore Ravens, Derrick Henry with his performance tonight. So we'll see how Henry bounces back on Sunday against the Steelers. But let's look at the Eagles real quick, because they're now 8-2. They started out 0-2. So pretty much on fire as of late. And they're right behind Detroit, Cavante, for that number 1 seed. Now, Philly could be one of those teams that can go into Detroit and beat Detroit.
Absolutely. When you got the firepower that to match the Lions, that's you can win with that, because the Lions can be had defensively, but the Eagles can be had too. But that just makes it like, oh, it's really anybody's game. So the Eagles could go into Detroit and beat them. Tall order, but it absolutely can be done because they can match, strength for strength, firepower for firepower, and and could win a shootout.
Real quick, the Eagles have at the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Okay, they should win that. They come here to Baltimore to face the Ravens. I actually think the Eagles are. I would pick them right now today, Cavante, being honest with you, over the Ravens, just because of defense, man. They can get pressure, especially up the middle with Jalen Carter against Lamar. And then the guys on the outside, whether it's Brandon Graham or Sweat, or you got the corners with Mitchell and DeJean and Slayway. Darius Slay still getting it done.
Darius Slay still out there.
And I know the Ravens receivers have gotten a lot better, but they probably going to bully little Zay Flowers and Bateman. I don't know what Bateman's going to show up. I mean, I guess maybe Andrews or Likely could be the key, but they're going to stack that box too. So it's going to be tough for the Ravens against the Eagles. I might pick the Eagles right now, because it in our secondary. We going to be able to stop AJ Brown or Devontae Smith or Goddard.
Yeah, it's gonna be
That's 2
interesting.
weeks from now. Yeah, we'll see. Then the Panthers, so they could win their next 3. Then they play the Steelers. Could the Steelers start falling apart? Their schedule isn't easy either. Then they come back to Northwest Stadium. Then they get the Cowboys and Giants. So they may maybe lose 1 game.
At this point, we need y'all and the Steelers to get them right, because that'll be the only way we can even catch them. Because at this point, even if by the time we get them on the when they come to our spot, it probably wouldn't even matter, because they'll probably still be ahead.
Yeah, because I know we looked at Detroit's schedule. Detroit has a favorable schedule too. So I think it's going to be between Detroit and Philly for that number 1 seed.
Yep. So the Eagles will probably play all the rest of these games. So yeah, they might destroy the Giants that last game of the year.
Yeah. Well, Cavante, I think that may be pretty much. I don't know if you got any final thoughts. That is pretty much all I have right now. We talked about the offense, talked about the defense, talked about the special teams, talked about the coaching. Looked ahead to week. What will it be? Week 12?
Yeah, right. 11, 12? 11? Because week 12 is Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, so it'll be week 12. Week 12.
Oh my gosh. Dang. This thing moving too fast, bro. But
Oh man.
must win. That's all I got to say. Must win. Like this absolute must win. Got to get right. Can't lose to the Cowboys in this week. And not.
Well, Cavante, the people are watching right now. Let them know what we do with the Commanders now and through the rest of the season, hopefully the postseason, and what we do on Mondays and throughout the week, and a lot of stuff coming up as we end 2024, head into the holiday season, and 2025. 2024 has been a big year for the place.
Man, 2024 has been a big year for the Flex Zone in general. Content, we know content is king around here, and between you, what we do, and Raj, man, y'all pumping that content out, man. Y'all got, is it AEW on Wednesdays? We have our flagship show on Monday evenings, 10:30, somewhere around there. Whenever we get together, that's when we all together. We have previews for the Ravens, and now we're getting on board with the previews for the Commanders, which means we also have post games, and the post games happen immediately after the games. I don't know what's going to happen when we play at the same time though, but we'll figure it out. So we cover the local teams for previews, post games. Baseball season's over because it was really crazy at that time, but and we talk about sports, man. We have a good time. The Man Cave, the Flex Zone, is a really, really good time. So please like, subscribe, comment. We look at all the comments. We love you. We love you guys' feedback, and I'm glad I'm able to get on somewhat of a schedule to put out some more content and try to cover the Commanders a little bit more, since they playing some, I guess I can say, decent football now, because the past 2 games haven't been great, but we'll get back on it. Definitely get back on it. Oh, stop! Tomorrow! Oh, snap, Byron, tomorrow, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Yep. I literally was just creating the lower third.
Okay.
I was literally just creating.
Tomorrow,
to promote it.
Tomorrow is the fight that I ain't gonna hold you, I forgot about, because it was supposed to happen in the summertime, but Mike was having some issues, some health concerns, so it got pushed back. But it's happening tomorrow on Netflix. This will be Netflix's first live sporting event, so that'll be interesting to see how it goes. And will we be covering it? Will we be live streaming it? Or we just...
Real quick, now also on the channel on Fridays when applicable, but over the last few we've been consistent. We do Friday Night SmackDown, so we've been doing Friday Night SmackDown on Fridays, which starts at 8, but I believe it's like 5 or 6 undercard fights before the main event. So the main event won't go on until about, it starts at 8:30, probably go about after 11. So we'll be doing SmackDown, which ends at 10, probably leading into the main event of Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. They were fighting today, Cavante throwing blows at the way, I guess, selling the fight even more. It's going to be on Netflix, video pleasure. So we'll be live from 8 to the end of the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. So your pro wrestling, your boxing, your pugilism, Flex Zone tomorrow at 8. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, let us know. Cavante, will you be doing this tomorrow?
I get off late tomorrow, but I ain't gonna miss nothing, because so by the time the main event starts, I should be home. So I'll definitely chime in. This
weekend, also, don't forget tomorrow we'll be covering SmackDown. We'll be covering Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight in AT&T Stadium, Jerry World, where they play on Monday. Also, we have the Baltimore Ravens post-game show on Sunday after the Ravens and Steelers, they renewed their rivalry, so we'll be live. Myself, Roger, maybe Dre, who else wants to stop them? We don't know. Full of surprises. We'll be live for that. So check us out Sunday. Monday, the flagship podcast, we have Ravens C, Ravens content creator on YouTube, joining us for episode 466. So getting up there in the episodes. So ending 2024 strong with some of our best content yet. Then we will have next week, Devontae. The Ravens, I believe, play on Monday night. So we will have the ability to do a post-game live after the Commanders and Cowboys. We'll be able to Steelers like we did tonight with the Eagles on Thursday night. So that will allow us to do another one live next week. But we will be here as much as we can as soon as possible at each game. We'll figure it out logistically. And we'll do the previews throughout the week. And keep the content given to you, sports and Commanders coverage how you want it, Devontae.
When you need it.
Appreciate you, my brother. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell on the way out. If you're watching the stream after the fact, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let us know how you feel about this team heading forward. 7-4, maybe better than most of us thought, but still a lot to be desired as they want to get to the playoffs for the first time since 2020. Jaden Daniels get healthy. Marshawn Lattimore, they a lot to look forward to with this team. Devontae, I'll give you the last word before we get out of here, brother.
Hey, man, listen, man. They look like they're gonna surpass the win total, and can't believe we're here, but I'm glad we are. I'm disappointed in the past two performances just for not finishing. Gotta be able to finish, but year one, young team, I think they'll get it together. But team does leave a lot to be desired, but I do like the direction overall where we're going, and looks like we'll have some Commanders and Ravens post preview and post playoffs. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Yep, and that will be fun. So we'll have Commanders post game show next week, following the Cowboys game, preview leading up to the game, and all that fun stuff. With Devontae, the voice of reason, the co-founder, the Commander Lawyer. Appreciate you, my brother. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell on the way out. Throw your ones up, acknowledge the Hitters Sports Podcast table. Commanders fall to the Eagles 26-18. Saquon can't be stopped. He stiff arms everyone and runs wild. Eagles now 8-2. Commanders fall to 7-4. These two teams will meet again. Commanders for the next 5 are at Northwest Stadium at home. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if they can get to, as Devontae mentioned, 11 and be playoff fans. For Devontae, God's favorite host, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on the way out. Happy Friday. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you this week for more content and the rest of this weekend and tomorrow for Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, Friday Night SmackDown, and all the fun things this weekend coming. We got Maryland football, Maryland big game tomorrow. We got a Maryland preview on the channel. Don't forget that. And as always, we have the Maryland football preview coming tomorrow as well. God's favorite host and Devontae, because of Mandalorian, the dynamic duo. Peace. Night. Put the kids to bed.
Come on now, say it with me. Everybody beats the Wiz.
Well, now that's goofy. Stupid. Just stupid. Jam. Oh, jam.
Acknowledge me.